Finn McCool and the Great Fish by Eve Bunting. Finn McCool was the biggest giant in all Ireland. He was the greatest warrior ever known, and his strength was remarkable. He could lift a house and turn it around so it faced the sun, and another way at night so it faced the moon, where it rose over the mountains. If the weather was bad and the men of the village were hurrying to bring in their hay before the rain set and Finn was ready to help them, he'd lift the carts, horses, and all them to shelter. He's the best-hearted man whatever walked on Ireland's green grass. The people said, "We're blessed to have him live here with us in Drummondhood." But they were agreed on one thing, that he was settled attention. Finn wasn't terribly smart. He's a bit of a turnip head, they'd whisper, sometimes a smile affectionately. He doesn't know much, but he's a great big man for all that. One day Finn heard the whisper and knew it to be true. In the nearby townland lived an old man who was said to know the source of great wisdom. It was said he had promised to reveal it only to the right one. He was a bit of a mysterious thing, sometimes in the house, at other times disappearing for weeks on end. Many a man and many a woman had tried to be friends with him, to wheedle the secret for the knowledge out of him. Simon the baker had brought him fresh baked soda bread, the butter already thickened on it. Bertie O'Connor brought him a white hen, the best layer in the village, so he could have a warm fire. These frosty nights she purred. He thanked them for all of their kindness, but he kept the secret to himself. It was one day after Bridie's visit that Finn came to him. He couldn't fit in the house, so he sat outside, his hand resting on the roof. "Old man," he called, "it's Finn McCool, and I've come to ask if you'd share the secret of wisdom with me." The old man came out, and Finn got down on his hunkers so they could see each other. "Right, I know who you are, and I was waiting for you to come," the old man said. "I know you're a good man and kind as well as big. I know you're a great warrior and a friend to Ireland. I know you beat the giant Kirkland and saved Ireland from the Scots. But I need to ask you one question. Within all that you have, why do you need wisdom?" "A man's nothing without it," Finn said. "With wisdom, you know better how to help my friends. I'll be able to answer their questions, where now I can only shake my head. If I was wise, I could speak of Ireland when the need arose." The old man nodded. "You're a giant now, a good man, but you'll be more with the grace of wisdom added to you. So listen, in the river Bonny, there lives a fish, a great salmon. the red of the sky at sunset. In him is wisdom of the world. Catch him, cook him, and eat him. And that's what wisdom will be yours. Well, thank you, sir, Finn said. 2 strides took him to the river Bonnie. He dropped in his line were fish in the cool, gurgling water, brown fish, silver fish, fish within the sheen of copper, penny, but none as red as the sky at sunset. And Finn saw the great salmon swimming lazily upstream, swam around the line, then took the bait and the hook. The river was mumbling and grumbling. That seemed to come from the river itself, and the idea came to Finn that the river didn't want to let go of its great fish. I'm sorry to take it, but on after the wisdom, Finn told the river. A man can make more use of wisdom than a fish can, so I ask you to forgive me. He took the fish in his big hand, wondering at the beauty of it. It shimmered and gleamed in the sunlight, every scale a point of fire. Finn looked in his eyes and saw the wisdom there. All the knowledge of the world. He saw life. How could he kill it? How could he eat it? The thought made him shudder. He spoke to fish. You have the wisdom, and I wanted it. But not if I have to sacrifice you, he said. The salmon's lip was bleeding from where it had caught, and it ached. I'm sorry about that, Finn said, and carefully eased the shining hook out of the fish's mouth, but caught it in his own thumb, and the pain nearly blinded him. He took his thumb and mouth, he sucked it on it and tasted something he never tasted before. His blood, the salmon's blood. There was a tide in him, as if something unknown has entered his body, something strange and beautiful. The fish spoke. I thank you for sparing my life. I was prepared to let go of it. But now my wisdom has speeded into you, along with my blood. It is known that to me you will use it in the service of others in Ireland. Fish started. He never heard a fish speak. But why did you let me catch you? Or you, the wise enough not to take a baited hook? Maybe I knew whose hook it was. Maybe I've been waiting for you to come. Thank you, Finn said. I will use the gift well. Gently, the salmon went back in the river and watched as it swam away. It was a lighter shade of red now. He looked up at his thumb where the hook has appeared. It's already healed over the thumb. It was turning a delicate shade of pink. Finn told no one about his encounter with the salmon of wisdom, but felt he needed to tell the old man. He found the empty house. The old man was gone. The barrel load of turf sat unused. The soda bread on the kitchen table was uneaten. The eggs in the hen's nest were ungathered, but on the path of glittering trail that might have been fisher scales, every one a point of fire. Ever after that, the people in the village of Drummelholm remarked on how wise a man Finn had become, how he talked to the King of England and the King of France and presented to them the needs of wants of Ireland, how he'd saved them from the Vikings' longship that had crossed the seas to take Irish land, how he knew their own problems and took care of them before they rightly knew themselves. But still, he's the same good Finn he was, they agreed. Isn't it a puzzle, thought, the way he sucks his thumb when he's applying his mind to do something? You'd almost think there was magic to it. You almost would.